Here's Yan Klukowski pitch side after a 0-0 draw with Alfreton. That was a bit of a battle out there today, wasn't it, to say the least?
Yeah, it was a tough encounter. They're a very, very difficult side to play against. They upset your rhythm. They're very direct, and they've got a real weapon in Matt Reed up front, and they get good runners off him. So he had to be, mentally resolute. We had to win first contacts, track runners, and do the horrible side of the game. But I thought we were magnificent in that. And back-to-back clean sheets is fantastic for that particular group of players. With the shape change that we've brought into place. So can we build on that again for next week?
Yeah, it's a question, I suppose, of that back three being really, really tight throughout the game, well marshalled. And I expect you were pleased with their communication along the line.
Yeah, I thought Oren was magnificent. I don't think he'll come up against a tougher opponent all season. He's going to probably feel that tomorrow morning. But Zach was on his last legs. I thought Leviando was magnificent again, both in and out of possession. And that back three, really stifled their attacking threat. And I don't think Dino's had a save to make all afternoon. So, as I said before, back-to-back clean sheets against two very difficult sides to play in Southport and Alfreton. We're delighted. So
really positive at the back. What does it take to transform that at the other end of the pitch?
We need to shoot more. We need to hit the target more. So the two best chances of the game fell to ourselves. With Latti in the first half. Probably just need to let the ball drop a little bit lower, but well done for getting in that position, because I thought he was outstanding. And then Tyrone at the end, he's come on with Miles, and we've tried to go and win the game by putting two centre forwards on. Levy plays a lovely little slide pass into Ty, good bit of movement, and then unfortunately doesn't hit the target. But it's a great run, and we just need to keep getting ourselves in those positions and testing the keeper more so.
How close are that pair, Barnett and Story, to full fitness? Because you're obviously holding them back a little bit on the substitutes bench. How close are they to starting games?
Yeah, well, I thought we brought them pretty early, really. I think it's 59th minute. So we tried to get them as much time as possible, but also trying to protect them as well. Miles, being the player that he is, very dynamic and quick. Coming back from a thigh strain, you've got to be quite careful. And Tyrone, just got to make sure that he's got enough training minutes under his belt, because obviously his age. But he had a big impact on Tuesday night, and I thought he impacted the game again today. So hopefully we can build their minutes again and get more training time into them, and hopefully they can strike a good partnership going forward.
And given that it's 4 points from 2 home games, Curzon Ashton next week will play a lot more open football than Alfreton did today, so it could be a more enjoyable game for the spectators, I guess, next Saturday.
Yeah, it might suit us better. It might kind of be more of what I call a true football match. Today, you have to do the horrible side of the game. You have to compete. And one thing the last two performances have shown is that the players are fighting for the badge. They're playing for the club. They're playing for each other. And they're playing for the staff. And that's all we can ask.
One player that was missing was Ryan Lloyd. What's the latest there?
Yeah, unfortunately we lost him this morning. We tried to give it as much time as possible to try and get him fit. It's just an accumulation of minutes since being out for about 3 months before Christmas. So he's come back and been absolutely outstanding for Josh and myself. So rather than lose him again for 3 or 4 weeks, we tried to protect him today. And he probably would have benefited him again on this and made a difference, because he's that robust, combative midfielder. But he's also got that bit of quality as well that we might have just lacked today.
What's the nature of the injury? Is it not a recurrence of the abdominal problem?
No, his ab's fine. It's probably just more in the groin area and the hip flexors, where he's played so many minutes. And Ryan's one of the players that always will be right at the top of the running stats. Fans appreciate the way he plays in terms of doing the hard yards. So it's again just protecting him, because he's had a little bit of a flare up in his groins.
And I know the supporters would say, well, one player that would make a difference is Jack Evans. I saw him training or running around the pitch before kick-off today. How close is he?
Yeah, he's very close. He's confident that he'll be back in training at the back end of next week.
So that will give you more options, and the squad is slowly coming back to fitness levels that can really compete.
Yeah, especially when we're playing wing backs. Latti and Jared have got through an unbelievable amount of work, and for the skipper to do that at his age and show his professionalism and how he looks after himself away from the club. Latti coming back on loan and not playing a lot of football to produce the physical output they're delivering for the football club has been nothing short of incredible. So having Jack back allows us maybe to freshen that up or make changes mid-game to really give us some impetus to drive forward and create, which he's done well this season.
Having brought the 3-5-2 formation in, how flexible are you now to being able to switch it, because you've got options?
Yeah, we did that today. We went to a 2 up top, so rather than play the 2 10s and a 9, we went with 2 centre forwards and put DJ in the 10. So there's flexibility there. Like I said before, we went to try and win the game with early substitutions in attacking areas. So Yeah, we're trying to be positive, especially here at home, but I think we need to be realistic and reflect on how tough a side Alfreton to play, a team to play against, and today is a good point.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
You sent Mark Derricott out on loan back to Henderson.
Yeah, good opportunity for Mark. That's a very good level of football for him to go and learn his trade. I would have had no problem with playing Mark if required, but with players coming back from fitness next week, he probably would have found himself not involved. So no point him coming to watch football on a Saturday. We need to get him out playing and getting him learning his craft at a very good level at Hereford.
And Seb's gone out again?
Yeah, same with Seb. Yeah, he's a young boy. He's been brilliant around the place. He's a real character that makes people laugh, and it's really important that you have those characters around the place to make it nice and bright and bubbly. So again, we wish him all his best with his loan move, and hopefully has a successful period.
And where's he gone?
I'm actually not too sure. Yeah, that's it. Wolverhampton Casuals. Yeah, bit of a team I've never really heard of, so it wasn't on the tip of my tongue. But Neil Reeves sorted that one out. So he's obviously done a fantastic job looking after the goalkeepers, and obviously 2 clean sheets back to back. He's a very happy man himself, the goalie coach. So.
And as well as Jack Evans being close, what about Luke Haynes and Amadi as well?
Yeah, Aaron, we're hoping the same as Jack. And as long as we have no reaction, then we should be able to filter those 2 boys back in. Luke, we can't really put a time scale on the moment. It's in an awkward area where you've got to be really, really careful, otherwise it could be a long-term issue. So we're looking after Luke. He's desperate to get back. We miss him, we miss his leadership, but other boys have stepped up and been outstanding.